AEW and New Japan's Forbidden Door is closed. So let's talk about it and let's cross it out. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cross You Out podcast. And of course, I am your host, Eric Cross. So, Forbidden Door is closed. It is over. And I'm going to tell you like this. Again, AEW continues to put on some great pay-per-views. They need to continue that to the television shows, to Rampage, to Dynamite, to Collision. Again, there's some good matches that happen on Collision. There's some good matches that happen on Rampage, but they need to be continuous and just continue and continue and continue with putting on some great wrestling. And that's what this show was. It was a great show, really good show. There was a couple mess ups, but at the same time, it was fixed right after, and I'll get into what that was. But let me get into the first matchup. That I'm not going to go into the 0 hour. Just I didn't really watch it, so I can't talk about it. I did watch the opening matches. So the first match was MJF versus Hechicero. And I'm really hoping I pronounced that correctly. But it was a great match. MJF picks up the victory on that one. Good match. It was, MJF did pick up, or looked like he picked up an injury with his arm. But again, hopefully that's just storyline, and he's fine. Good match, good opener, good way to start the pay-per-view. Let's go into Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. And man, oh man, if you want to sit here and talk about wrestling 101, what to do, what not to do, this was it. You take a very gimmicky kind of wrestler, as they like to call it, which is Orange Cassidy. He has this laid-back gimmick that doesn't really show his real talent. But at the same time, you have Zack Sabre Jr. that is a absolute madman on the mat. He is a technical wizard. He is just absolutely amazing. I know some of these matches are not going to be in order. I'm just going to shoot them out, and of course, the two main events I will get into. But this, if you are a young wrestling fan, a wrestling purist, a person that wants to get into the wrestling business and wants to know what kind of wrestling should I start with? What should I get my mind into? This is where it's at, because you have, again, like I said, a gimmicky wrestler, which is Orange Cassidy, and then you have a very technically sound wrestler in Zack Sabre Jr. and the wrestling styles combined together, and it's chef's kiss. Absolutely perfect. Both competitors went out there and had a great match. Zack Sabre Jr. does pick up the victory on this one, and their first encounter, hopefully we get to see them again in another match, one-on-one with each other. Then we have the Elite versus the Acclaim and who was it? Oh my goodness. I am messing up here. I wrote down something. I wrote down everything else. But anyways, Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Acclaim teaming up against the Elite in a 6-man tag due to Billy Gunn not being able to wrestle for some unknown reason, which hopefully he's kind of winding down from his wrestling. Um, Granted, he's still in great shape. You know, Billy Gunn still absolutely looks like he can go out there for, a 60-minute match, but it's about that time. Um, Great match, great back and forth. The Tanahashi and Okada feud continues. They continue this blood feud that can will span more than one promotion in two different promotions. Hopefully, more and more. But these two men will fight forever. They are entwined with each other as competitors, as opponents. Just a great match all around. The Elite does pick up the victory on this one. Um, we go into our next match. Um, this this was an Owen Hart men's tournament qualifier. Brian Danielson versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, or excuse me, I got my. Do I got my cards? Shingo Takagi. Sorry about that. I really apologize for that. I was reading both up. Anyways, Shingo Takagi versus Brian Danielson in a qualifier match for the for next entry into the Owen Hart tournament to move on. And man, I am telling you, this was another great match. Brian Danielson. I don't know if you can sit here and look at the way Brian Danielson works and goes out there and wrestles. It's one of those things that, and I try to tell people, if you want to watch someone that's the underdog, that's the fighting, no matter what he's going through, the person that has to endure so much to fight back and try to win a any kind of fight or a match or whatever it may be. The Brian Danielson back in ROH is the perfect start to watch. You know, if you want to learn very psychological, technical wrestling, this is where it's at. Brian Danielson does pick up the victory and moves on in the Owen Hart. And, honestly, it's fantastic. I love it. He will face Pac this Wednesday on Dynamite. It's Beach Break or whatever they want to call it for obviously Shark Week is starting, and it was a great match. Again, I loved it. It was awesome. We will definitely. Definitely want to see. I definitely want to see a lot more from this. Um, I'm hoping since All In is almost here, Wembley Stadium, we start picking up. If there is going to be a chance that Brian Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness at Wembley will happen, please let that happen, please. But again, one man can only wish, and hopefully it happens. So match, our next match was the ladder match for the TNT Championship, the men's TNT Championship ladder match. Mark Briscoe versus Leo Rush versus Dante Martin versus Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Kanasuda Tekoshita. I'm hopefully pronouncing that right. And El Fantasma. This was a little was a little chaotic. It was absolutely crazy. Um, One of those matches where there's so much going on with these multi-man ladder matches that just kind of just gets out of hand sometimes. But in this case, it was a good getting out of hand. Um, I mean, some of the craziness. I mean, Mark Briscoe jumping off of the ladder that was perched, put on the apron of the ring, which is not that much space. There's not. It's maybe just like maybe not even where anybody can really put anything right there. And the ladder stayed, surprisingly. He jumped off onto the other side to land on Jack Perry that was on a table. Again, table doesn't break. I am the table, apparently. But again, it was a good match. Jack Perry picks up the victory. He is now your AEW TNT champion out of this ladder match. And man, I mean, they could have just gave it to him in the first place, but it is what it is. Um, let us go into Hook, Samoa Joe, and the wrestler himself, um, Shibata, versus versus Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobbs. Um, Very out of nowhere, Jeff Cobbs being hired by Chris Jericho to help out in this triple threat or this trios match. Excuse me. Again, good match. Surprisingly, I'm very much in the camp of Jericho needs to go away for a while. Um, I grant that he's kind of he's a very capable person to adapt to a new gimmick or kind of go from one way that was previously going and then actually going the other way to kind of turn it around. But I think it's at that point where Jericho needs to just go away for a little bit, come back within 6 or 7 months, and just hopefully can do something a little bit better. But, Hook picks up the victory with the Judas effect hitting on Chris Jericho and gets the pinfall. So we might see a AEW or an FTW title match between Hook and Chris Jericho, which is surprising. Which is or excuse me, not surprising because honestly, that's gonna happen. Hook is gonna win that title back, one way or another. So we go on to the AEW or the IWGP. Um, let's see. Hold on. Where am I at? I'm a little lost. The TBS and the TBS Championship and the NJPW Strong Women's World Title match. Um, it was the challenger, technically the champion as well, Stephanie Vacker versus Mercedes Monet for the both titles. Um, Very surprising that this match has as good as it was. I've seen Monet wrestle a little bit for the past couple months, and she's kind of missing a little bit of that oomph that you can say that's going on, but at the same time, she's still killing it. She's still going out there and wrestling, and this match was actually pretty good. Monet does pick up the victory. She becomes the New Japan's strong women's champion and the TBS champion as well. We go on to the AEW women's. Oh, before I move on to that, um, after the match is all said and done, for the TBS and women's strong title. Um, Out of nowhere, Britt Baker um, comes back and surprises everybody with, a little standoff between her and Monet. One from the eight, one from the top of the ramp all the way down to the ring. Both women were just standing there. I wish Britt Baker went down to the ring and face to face with her, but you know, I guess we got to save that for TV. But it was a good setup, good setup. So we might see that might be your women's match for Wembley Stadium at All In, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be good. We go on to the AEW Women's World Title match. Timeless Tony Storm versus do, 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 Mina Shirakawa. There has been a friendship love triangle type of gimmick going on right here with this, with her and and what was her name? Mariah May. So they've been kind of going, who she picked. She used to be a tag team with her, and then she's Tony Storm's protege now, and it's just a love triangle. It was a good match, really good match. Tony Storm does pick up the victory, and she's still your women's world champion. And again, they all made up at the end, and it seems copacetic. But again, if I got hit with a champagne bottle, I would kind of be a little pissed off after the fact. Um, so we move on to the second main event of the night, which is, again, that's how they put it. The New Japan Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship match. John Moxley, the champion, versus Tasuto Naito. And man, you know, this is a perfect example of if a move that that you're planning on doing, you go out there and you do it, and it somehow kind of messes up. You improvise it, and you make it something different from what it was. That's amazing. John Moxley, absolutely amazing competitor, amazing wrestler. He is an actual genius in the ring. There was a spot where Naito was in the corner. Moxley comes in with the clothesline, and Naito gets his leg up. So Moxley's arm is under his leg, and you can tell that wasn't supposed to happen. But Moxley, thinking on his feet, grabs the leg, pulls it forward a little bit more, and then just kind of give it a little breaker a little Stone Cold Stunner or something like that to the leg, which absolutely amazing. Great thinking on your feet. This was a great match. I love the fact that we got to see Red Shoes. I want to see more Red Shoes as a referee. But again, great match. Very surprising. Naito becomes the 10th champion of New Japan's world heavyweight title of this reign, and I believe second New Japan world heavyweight title for Naito. Second or third, I think mostly second, but great, great match. Hands down, one of the top three matches that on this card. I mean, this whole entire card was absolutely amazing, but one of the top three matches. And we go into the main event. Um, People hungry for this, people wanting this, very excited for this matchup. the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match between the champion Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay. Ospreay coming out and paying respect and an homage to Hayabusa. If you do not know who Hayabusa is in Japanese wrestling and just pretty much in um, kind of that um, that Japanese lucha cruiserweight type of stuff, high flying mostly. Um, Go back, try to find some of Hayabusa's stuff. Um, great, great, and amazing wrestler. Hands down, one of the best high flyers of all time. And this match right here was what a world title match should be in AEW. It's not going to be it's not going to be a world title match in WWE because WWE and AEW again should be very different. Should have the same kind of um, you know I would say storylines to some extent, but at the same time should be completely different. You have a chance to really make a difference and really show that AEW is not just this copycat wrestling company like a WWE. It shouldn't be like that. But at the same time, it should, nitpick and try to do some stuff differently than what WWE is doing. And this is exactly what you need to do. You need to showcase the best wrestlers and the best talent that you have, and you know, help build some of the other people up, help build them to a point where they're able to get into this main event spot or into some kind of big program where it showcases that they are a huge talent and ready to go. Will Ospreay, fucking amazing talent, just hands down the best. The aerial assassin that he is. And Swerve Strickland is becoming um, one of the best world champions that we have right now. He is showing that WWE messed up on him. They didn't want him. They didn't re-sign him. They didn't. They let his contract sign off. He just left. Swerve came into AEW and kind of shook up everything. Yes, it was a rocky start, but Swerve at this point is absolutely one of the best main event stars they have in AEW. This match was absolutely insane. Both men showing off their athleticism, their fight, their drive, and just great match and great story as well, showing that who will do whatever it takes to win the title and who is going to just say he will, but at that moment and at that time, will he take that shot? And it's it's one of those things. It's a great story to tell. One of the greatest stories to tell is, can I do whatever it takes to get what I want? And if I have that opportunity, can I pull the trigger? Can I take that step? Can I do it? And Will Ospreay showed that he is willing to take that step, but at the same time hesitates to take that step. Swerve, on the other hand, he's not that type of person. He's already stooped down lower than he needs to, and he's going to continue to do it because he wants to continue to be the AEW World Champion. And this AEW World Title match is absolutely amazing. I recommend to go see this match. This is another way to tell a story. Great way to tell a story. And we still have our AEW champion Swerve Strickland beating Will Ospreay, and at the same time feeling bad about it, but he did what he had to do to win the title. Great fucking pay per view. I absolutely love this pay per view. Um, maybe take the Jericho match out of the Forbidden Door. Um, you know, um, what else? Uh, I mean, that's really pretty much the only match that I can honestly say I would take out and replace with something different. But you know, it is what it is. Again, great show. Hands down, you should go out and watch it. Um, 10 out of 10. To me, anyways. I feel like this match or this show as a whole was great. So please go check it out. Go to your pay per view. Go to all the apps, Bleacher, stuff like that, to go and see if you can rent it again and watch it. I do, again, highly recommend that. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Man, that was a great pay per view. I am very, very excited for All In and Wembley Stadium. I'm very excited to see who gets that world title shot from the Owen Hart tournament, because the winner will get a shot for the AEW title at Wembley Stadium, and also the women's will also get a women's title match at All In as well in Wembley Stadium, which is going to be fucking fantastic. I'm hoping for the women's side. I really hope Willow Nightingale gets that shot, because I would love to see that match between her and Tony Storm. As of the men's, I'm not hoping Brian Danielson wins it all. I really hope that they don't bring back Hangman to be that special wild card match that they're supposed to bring in, because I do not want to see a Hangman Swerve Strickland match again, especially at Wembley Stadium. I don't want to see it at all. That is that is not what I want to see. But I feel like they're going about to do that, and they're about to give another, because I didn't like the main event you know for Wembley last year. It was MJF versus Adam Cole. Granted, it was a good match, but I mean, come on, give me a good, really amazing world title match for the main event of a big pay per view. This is a huge show. This is Wembley Stadium. Do they sell out the show again? And um, you know, we haven't got the number. I haven't seen the numbers yet, so I'm not really sure on what have they tickets have sold yet. But um, you know, give me a great main event. That's all I'm asking. That's it. You know. But that is pretty much it. Um, yeah, I don't think I have anything else. As of right now, we will get back on schedule very soon. Hopefully, I can get another episode out very soon. To what? I don't know yet. But if something comes to me, I will definitely pull it out. And yeah, um, again, check out the Jeremy Sires Hold Fast cigar that I just put up. I did not get to show off the box of the Sires, so this is pretty much how the box looks. And then once you open it, oh man, that is absolutely amazing. hold fast on the bottom, and a little something on the back as well. But great cigar. Got to smoke it yesterday, or I got a couple people to smoke it yesterday, and they absolutely love the cigar. They don't really smoke as much, but they really enjoy cigars. Mike, what's up? And yeah, it was a great time last night doing a wedding or enjoying a wedding. And yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, Cross out. Good night, everybody.